I am Danao, and the topic that I was choose is Internet and the World Wide Web, Chapter 3. So first, what is Internet? The Internet is the largest computer network in the world, connecting millions of computers. A network is a group of two or more computer systems linked together. The World Wide Web, or WWW. When most people think of the Internet, the first thing they think about is the World Wide Web. Nowadays, the terms Internet and World Wide Web are often used interchangeably, but they are actually not the same thing. The Internet is the physical network of computers all over the world, while the World Wide Web is a virtual network of websites connected by hyperlinks or links. Websites are stored on servers on the Internet, so the World Wide Web is part of the Internet. HTML. The backbone of the World Wide Web is made of HTML files, which are specially formatted documents that can contain links, as well as images and other media. All web browser can read HTML files. In addition to HTML, it's also very common for websites to use technologies like CSS or cascading style sheets and JavaScript to do more advanced things. URL or Uniform Resource Locator. To get to a web page, you can type the URL in a browser. The URL, also known as the web address, tells the browser exactly where to find the page. However, most of the time, people get to a web page by following a link from a different page or by searching for the page with a search engine. The World Wide Web was created in 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee, a software engineer. Before then, computers could communicate over the Internet, but there were no web pages. Basic terms and concepts. First, Internet. It might be helpful to think of the Internet as vast system of roads all connecting to each other. You may have heard the term information superhighway. It's a vast infrastructure of pathways allowing computers to talk to each other, even though the computers may use different operating systems. They do this through unique identification numbers called Internet Protocol Address or IP addresses. The abbreviation WWW stands for World Wide Web. Many people think that the World Wide Web is the same thing as the Internet. It isn't. While the Internet is a large connection of networks or hardware, the World Wide Web is a way to access the information on the Internet. It's like software you need to run programs on the hardware of your computer. So the Internet is broader than World Wide Web. The web uses common communication protocols or set of rules and special languages. One of these is called Hypertext Markup Language or HTML. These special languages act as a bridge, allowing computers to communicate that don't use compatible operating systems. This means that you don't have to use a specific type of computer in order to access a website. Connecting to the Internet. Now let's look at how one goes about connecting to the Internet. Before you can start using the Internet, you need to have a way to connect to it. This requires you to have the necessary hardware to make a connection on your end, as well as Internet service provider or ISP, which provides the Internet service to which your computer will connect. Then you'll need a web browser to begin exploring the World Wide Web. So there are three internet connection methods, which is the dial-up, broadband, and fiber optic. Dial-up is a method that uses a telephone line, which you connect to a phone jack, just as you would connect your telephone to the wall. Dial-up is the slowest connection method and it requires your computer to have dial-up modem. Broadband is a high-speed connection method which you can utilize cable, DSL, or satellite. Each of these methods requires different types of hardware. The fiber optic communication transmits data by sending pulses of light through ultra-thin optical fiber. Because light travels so quickly, this technology can transmit internet data at super fast speed. Internet Service Provider or ISP. Internet service providers are companies that connect you to the internet for a fee, of course. ISPs are available on a local, state, and national level. Large communication companies control access to the main lines of the internet structure. They in turn supply internet access to the smaller ISPs who pass this along to the consumer. Not all ISPs offer all methods of connection to the internet. Make sure the ISP you select offers service that corresponds to your connection methods and hardware. Web browser. You'll need to have a web browser installed on your computer. This is a software program that allows you to view web pages and navigate the internet. Microsoft's Internet Explorer is probably the most commonly used web browser. It often comes pre-installed when you purchase a computer that has a Microsoft Windows operating system. There are other free web browsers available, including Mozilla's very popular Firefox web browser and Apple Safari. You can have more than one browser installed on your computer. In summary, you need three basic things to connect to the internet: a connection method, an internet service provider or ISP, and a web browser. Surfing the web or web surfing refers to browsing the World Wide Web by going from websites to website in search of something that interests you. Homepage. It is the first or front page of a website. If you were to type www.indianhills.edu into your web browser, the first web page that came up would be the website's homepage. For example, the Indian Hills website contains many web pages, including the homepage. Protocol. A protocol is a set of rules used to retrieve a specific document. The HTTP in our URL refers to Hypertext Transfer Protocol. The HTTP is followed by a colon and two forward slashes, then www, which refers to the World Wide Web. Domain name. Domain name consists of two parts. In our example, indianhills.edu is the domain name, where Indian Hills is the host and edu.edu is the top-level domain. This suffix indicates the type of organization to which the host belongs. As you can probably guess, .edu indicates that the host, Indian Hills, is educational institution. There are common top-level domains. First is .com, commercial or business websites. However, anyone may use this now. .gov, or United States government websites. Third is .mil, United States military websites. The last one is .org, or organizational websites, often non-profit organizations. Search engine. A search engine is a website that searches the World Wide Web for specific keywords, which you enter a search field. The search engine then displays a list of web pages that are somehow related to the keywords you entered. You can then click the links to any of these web pages that interest you. Search results are not perfect. You may be looking for a specific website that does not appear right away. Most search engines have advanced options that allow you to narrow your search. Subject directory. A subject directory is a listing of websites organized by topic. As mentioned earlier, not every web page that comes up in your search results may have the most relevant of the most reliable information related to your topic. Subject directories are usually more selective in what they include than the search engines. In summary, there are three basic ways to begin to surf the web. First is enter the URL of a website you want to visit. Then next, use a search engine. Then lastly, find your topic in a subject directory.